Hello, everyone. I had some mistakes. Had some parts lined up wrong. Had to go back and read through the directions. Okay? So this part right here goes down first, and that's why I was all confused. Then this part, the LED comes second, sits on it here, and then one of these black parts goes over the top of it. And you got to have the correct one, which I think is this one. You got to make sure it fits correctly because the LED bracket's inside the part, like so. Although this shows it may not be the right part because it shows the left one goes over here and the right one goes over here. Okay? And if I do that, it doesn't sit down correctly. That sits down correctly. So I think it should be this way. This is the way it goes. Okay. But looking at the directions, do I have it upside down? I'm not sure, but I found what I was doing wrong with it. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this part in. Like so. Get my LED in there.
Are you trying to shop for LED?
No, Alexa, I never said your name.
I don't understand. Sorry, I can't tell what you want to order. Please try again.
Gotta love wiretaps who like to listen to you. I wish there was a hack where you could change the name of that thing. Because I'd change its name to Wiretap. It'd be fun to have it named Wiretap. Wiretap, what's the weather today? Alexa, what's the weather today?
In College Station, it's 89 degrees Fahrenheit with partly cloudy skies. Tonight, you can look for mostly clear skies with a low of 77 degrees. Enjoy your night.
There you go. Most of you knew I live in College Station anyhow. All right, I got that part done. Oh, and the LEDs pops right back out. And the LED should not be popping right back out of there, I think. So I don't have it in there correct. So maybe this just isn't holding down. Anyhow, I got that in there. Let's see. Opposite side, complete the emergency flush vent and cover it with the screw and CM screw. So we're doing the same thing on the opposite side. And this is where I was confused because parts didn't look like, felt to me like I was missing a part. And I now feel like I'm missing a part because there's a black part I don't see that probably fell on the floor somewhere, which is going to be fun. But it's a big part, so it won't be too hard to deal with. Okay? Ah, there it is. I put it back in the part holder. So this side isn't bad because there's no LED on this side. It's not designed to have one. It's designed to be blacked out, as you can see. So that's just going to go on there, and you're just going to put a screw in it and hold it in place. So only one side gets lit. Okay? And I know why you do that, and other people have talked about it. If every single window is lit up on a spaceship, it might look a little funny, especially a big one. Okay? It's a warship that probably wouldn't have windows, to be honest, because you wouldn't want to be able to spot them that way. Light emissions would be detectable from a distance, and that's not something that you would want people detecting. So if it's a warship, I wouldn't even have windows or marking lights on it. But, Star Trek, they all have them. All right, when we turn it over, you can see definitely one side is black, one side is clear. And again, I'll have to see how it lights up once I have a battery pack or I feel like hacking the wiring pins, which I could do. And again, there's no resistors or anything on these, so I don't know what their plan is. Okay, now we're doing the deck front window OE into the recess in the front underside to deck panel. So this must be the part they're talking about. You notice some of the windows are black, some of them are not. Most of the forward-looking windows are not black. So when you light this, only part of the windows are going to show as being lit. And that's... Okay? That's going to help with this. So I have that inserted. Okay. Now, it says, but the underside of deck 01. So we turn this to keep our orientation the same so we don't get lost when we're doing this. Okay. Next, cover the front deck window with the front deck deflector 01. Then slot the bulbs from the front deck windows with marked with a sticker. Here's the A sticker. So this is going to be the light deflector they're talking about. And here's the parts that I was going to be worried about in this, is how well this is going to work. Is you're putting this on there and you're hoping that the LEDs on each side light it up all the way. That's what you're hoping. Okay? And it shows the green LED being pushed into this side. And there seems to be a little notch to hold it in place there. And you want the red LED pulled on this side over here. And again, be careful because you can probably scratch things pretty easily. So be careful when you do this. But the LEDs do sit down in there. The holes are designed for the LEDs to sit pretty flush. They are. Except for I'm having a fight with it. I'm pulling it apart probably more than I should. There we go. I got them in there. But once you get them in there, they don't want to stay. So again, manual dexterity is going to be a plus when you do these. And you're probably going to be working it off both sides separately like I'm doing here. And I got it. And then once you do that, using 4 CM screws, which are the current screws I've been... Oh, no. These aren't. These are CM screws. It sucked up the AP screws. Okay? So I'm working with the same 4 screws I've been working with. Screws don't like to start. For some reason, they don't like to start. This seems to be a good screwdriver. So my fears of that have been negated. Seems to be a pretty good screwdriver. Although right there, it felt like I was stripping it a little bit. Hopefully everyone's doing well in their lives. Sources of stress in my life are slowly abating. It's getting better and better and better. Which is good because I've been under way too much stress for too long. COVID killing my business. People misbehaving all over the place. No, we don't need any of this in our lives. We need everyone out of our lives letting us do what we feel best for ourselves. As long as you're not hurting others, leave it be. That's what I say. If I'm not hurting you, leave me alone. If I'm hurting you, call the police, do something. If I'm not bothering you, leave it alone. Okay? All right, so I've got that done. Now we turn it back over, and we're going to put this should be a phaser ring, if I have to guess. And this gets secured by 4 screws. You put it in place and secure it with 4 screws. Looks like a phaser strip. And yep, you can secure it in place with 4 AP screws. And it says AP screws this time, so I got to switch my screws out. So we're not using the CM screws anymore, of which I only have 2 left at this point. And I thought I was missing pieces, so be careful. I wasn't. They were clear in a clear piece holder. I just didn't see them. I might be getting old and senile and all sorts of other stuff. I don't think I'm getting old and senile. I better hope not. What I'm teaching requires me not to be that way. And we're going back to AP screws, right? Yep, AP screws. Get my magnet over here so I don't lose anything. And we're using 4 of these guys for this. As you can tell, this is not going to be a quick model to build. I haven't even started on the second step of this thing, which is the one in I'll have to see if there's a software update or something to bypass that with and contact Sony and say, what the heck? Got another message. It can wait till I'm done with this because you guys are live and I'm being boring. I know I'm being boring. Okay? Shouldn't be, but my last 2 weeks has been in the minds of a 2, 4, and 6-year-old and redecorating the house over for them instead of for me. And that has been very interesting to do. One room is all unicorn, and the other is all princess. The 2 and the 4-year-old sleep in the same room. The 6-year-old has her own room. I could give everyone their own bedroom. This is a big house. It's 5 bedrooms, and I did win the house in the settlement. It's a 5-bedroom home, so I do have rooms for everyone to have their own bedroom. But when the girls are here, they're upstairs, and I'm sleeping upstairs with them, so they don't have to go climbing downstairs when they get scared at night or something. I'm just right there with them, which eases little fears quite readily. And my LED fell out of here. Remember this one I was using earlier? It fell out, and I don't think that should be falling out so easily. Okay? So I might have to loosen that screw because it is loose. That doesn't mount in there very well, and that's troublesome. That's something I would hope I wouldn't have trouble with later. And I might have to hit that with some epoxy resin to tighten that up. Let's see if I can tighten that screw up any and see if that holds it better. But that screw's pretty tight, and the LED's going to want to come out. So I might hit some epoxy resin on this one. Clear epoxy should not harm the wiring on the LEDs nor anything along it. The only worry is epoxy will hurt foam and some types of plastics. So might have to be careful right there, but a little bit of clear epoxy won't affect the lighting or anything on this side. And I was afraid I already scratched this. So again, be very careful. I think in the future, it comes right out again. I think in the future I'm going to start putting a cloth down here. Let me go find one real quick, because I have them. It's just one of those things. Nope, I don't have one readily, easily grabbable. But I do have them in this room somewhere. I'll get one in a little bit. I don't want to pause too much. This is taking a lot of time. Anyhow, I am going to go ahead and pause recording again because